Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations to the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in the land of America, but also the ones that are called other nations, but their bloodline goes back to the seed of Israel, scattered across the world. Alright, Shalom. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the flock of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And I just wanted to bring out a quick history lesson about eating lobsters, because we know it's against the law to eat anything out of the waters that doesn't have fins and scales on it. Alright, and let's prove that in Leviticus chapter 11. Alright, this is Leviticus 11:1 saying, "And the Lord Yahweh spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth." Alright. Now, this is addressing Israelites. Alright. For us, we have... Actually, these things, lobsters are not made to be eaten, right? Most High know that. He knows what he created them for. And this is why we're not allowed to eat them. Alright? But let me jump down to verse 9 for the point. Leviticus 11:9. "These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, and the seas and the rivers, them shall ye eat." Alright? So if anything have fins and scales on it, it's lawful to eat out of the water. Alright? Verse 10. "And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you." Alright? If it doesn't have fins and scales, it's an abomination to eat it. Verse 11. They shall be even an abomination unto you. You shall not eat of their flesh, but you shall have their carcasses in an abomination. Alright? "Whatsoever hath no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination to you." Now, it's repeated multiple times, right? Because Jake is hard-headed, so Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua had to write it in plainly, so the simple could understand. Alright? But this is a brief history lesson about lobsters. And I mean super brief, right? I'm not going to get too heavy into the details about the history. But really the point's in this first paragraph here. Alright? A brief history of lobsters and how they became seafood royalty. First sentence. "Once considered the cockroaches of the sea." And that's what they are, man. They have the same characteristics of a roach. Shrimp and crabs and lobsters, they are all roaches and spiders of the sea, man. These crustaceans have come a long way from their humble beginnings. During the 1700s, lobsters were so plentiful that they used to wash ashore on the Massachusetts beaches in piles up to 2 feet high. Alright? Now, imagine how clear the ocean was in Massachusetts back then, that there was so many lobsters in abundance like that. Because lobsters don't really come on shore like that. They're about a couple hundred feet from the shore, if not a couple thousand, and the boats have to scrape the bottom of the floor to pick up the lobsters. Alright, but that's where they usually nest at or get their food from. But if they're washing up on the shore up to 2 feet high, that's how many lobsters there should be to clean the ocean, man. There should be even more, because it's even more pollution in the ocean. Alright, continuing on. If you were to see a 2-foot high pile of lobsters today, I'm sure your mouth would be watering. That's true for Jake, and especially Jake, man. Jake think lobster is the pinnacle of food, man. When it's truly is trash. Literally, it's trash. It eats trash. So if you eat it, you're eating trash, right? You wouldn't eat out of a garbage can. something that holds trash, right? It's the same thing. But in the 1700s, they were not as impressed. Lobsters were considered the poor man's chicken, right? Uh, you're not a fancy person if you're eating lobster, man. And primarily used for fertilizer, right? Or to feed prisoners and slaves. What you think is food is really poison, man. What you think is food is really garbage, man. What you think is food is really shit. That's what fertilizer is. Fertilizer is shit. And this is what they the media tells you, or the other nation tells you is luxury, man. Some indentured servants even revolted against being forced to eat the meat, and the colony agreed that they would not be fed lobster meat more than 3 times a week. Alright? Now, indentured servants were not slaves. That's a misconception. The difference between a slave and an indentured servant was that indentured servants were hired, and then when their servitude was up, they got something, either land or money. They got recompensed for their work. Slaves, on the other hand, they were not paid for their work, and when slavery was abolished, they were left empty-handed. That's a basic difference between indentured servants and slaves. But even indentured servants would not eat this shit, man, because it's literally shit. While we are continuing on, while we are sure the indentured servants had many reasons to complain, we can't imagine that eating lobster meat could be such a gripe. Yeah, because this is probably written by a heathen, man. It's probably written by a heathen. Or it's probably written by a 2/3 Jake who's bugged the fuck out. These things are they were considered cockroaches of the sea. At 1700, you walk across the beach and there'll be basically roaches everywhere, because that's what they look like. Right? They don't look this bright red when you see them. They're dark brown. This is after it's cooked, it turns red, but they're dark brown, so they look like roaches, right? And the Most High clearly stated that we're not supposed to eat them. All right, let's go into this word abomination and see what an abomination is by definition. Strong H8263 shekets.
Strong's H8263 shekets.
A detestable thing or idol. And right, people do worship lobster, man. If you know that scripture says and the Most High says that you shouldn't eat lobster and you eat it anyway, not only are you willfully sinning, but you're putting the lobster before the Most High. So it is an idol. Detestable thing or idol. An unclean thing. Alright? And that's what the Most High thinks what eating this nonsense is, man. It's an abomination. It's detestable, man. Actually, let's go into that word detestable. Salah. I just want to look at the definition. Dislike intensely. Detest, to make detestable. To count filthy. And that's what it is, man. Abhor is another Salakia. Abhor is another synonym for it. Detest. And that's what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua thinks of people that eat lobsters, man. Only things you can eat, Salakia. Actually, let me pull that up. Let me pull up a list of clean fish that we're able to eat, because it's a huge list. Yeah, the things that are in the ocean that we are able to eat, the list of it is huge, man. And this website, what I did, I googled clean fish and I put Bible, all right, and this is the first website that popped up. And look at this, is all the things in the ocean that we can eat, man. Just read a couple examples: bass, pipefish, salmon, cod, flounder, pikes, herring, mackerel, tuna, sucker, snapper, perch, buffalo fish, carp, humpback sucker, grunt. I never even heard of these things, man. But it's there. It's available, right? Shrimp, crab, and lobster is not the pinnacle of food, man. They're abominations. But I'm going to wrap it up with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, or Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and salutations to the nation of Israel, who's enduring in these last days, following the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. Shalom. Abad Babal.